Hello, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. In today's class, we are going to start a new poem. The poem name is The Storyteller. What do you mean by storyteller? Storyteller means a person who is telling a story. It can be any person. In this poem, we are talking about few children and we are also talking about a man who is telling all the stories to children. As you can see in this particular photo, this old man is sitting over here and he is the grandfather. Okay? Any old man in the family is obviously our grandfather. He is the grandfather, and three of the children are sleeping in the bed and they are listening. They are not sleeping, means they are laying down over there and they are listening to this old man story. Okay, so now let's see what story is being said by him and what are the lines of this particular poem. Now let's start. What stories he told the children at the end of day, when tired of play, all bathed and well fed, they cuddled in bed. What stories he told them. So here the poet is telling that what stories he told the children. When did he tell the stories to children? When? At the end of the day. When the day came to an end. The day came to an end in the night. When? In evening time, you're ready, you're finished playing, then you have taken, washed up yourself or taken bath, then you're eating and you're going to sleep. That is the end of the day. He's saying at the end of the day, the storyteller in the story. When tired of play, when the children have tired of playing, all bathed and well fed, and all bathed and well fed, when they have all taken bath and they have eaten their dinner. They cuddled in bed. Now they are cuddled in bed. Cuddled means they are sleeping close to each other, hugging each other and sleeping. And that time the storyteller is telling the story. What stories he told them. What stories he told the children, their eyes open wide, with him by their side, they listened in awe to fables of yore. What stories he told them. So the poet is telling that what stories he told the children, their eyes open wide. So when the storyteller was telling the story, the eyes of the children were wide open. Their eyes were open, they were not sleeping. Okay, their eyes were opened with him by their side. So the person who's telling the story was sitting beside the children. They listened in awe. They listened in awe means they were listening with great respect, with great fondness, with like the loved story. They just want to hear more and they are so wondering how beautiful the story is. Two fables of yore. Fables means a small short story which has a very good meaning or something nice listen to learn and love. Yore means a short story of long past, very old short story which has a very good meaning. So, this kind of stories the storyteller is telling to the children. That is why the children are enjoying the story. They are listening to the story with lot of respect and with much interest to hear the story. Next paragraph. What stories he told the children of shadow that crept while they soundly slept, and phantoms that played. If first they would not prate, what stories he told then. So he told them many kind of stories. So what stories he told them about? Is telling them the story at the end of the day. Now, what kind of story is he telling them? He's telling them the story about something which lives in the shadows. Something like when it is dark. When, like, what lives in the shadow. You can say wild animals live in the shadow. Shadow means what? Shadow means basically dark. Wherever it's dark. What lives in the dark? So basically, it can be anything. It can be anything bad. It can be an animal. That can be anything. Anything like supernatural. Anything, whatever you think. It can be anything which lives in the dark is always dangerous. You feel afraid, you feel frightened towards anything which is in the dark because you cannot see what it is. And this thing, the stories about these things which crept in the shadow while they were sleeping, when the children were sleeping, that time something is roaming in the dark. It is creeping that they cannot hear it because this creeping means it is walking slowly, so they cannot hear about it. So when they were sleeping, that time those kind of things come out. Those kind of stories is telling them. But the storyteller is telling them about a very type of ghost stories to the children. And phantoms that played. Phantoms means ghost. So he's telling that the ghost which used to play when the children are sleeping. So here the storyteller is telling the children about some story, about some ghost which lives in the shadow and which comes out in the night and when they are sleeping. That time the ghost used to play. If first they would not pray. What the storyteller is telling that if they don't pray and sleep, then the ghost will come out and play in the night. So the storyteller is trying to tell them that they have to pray every night and sleep. Otherwise, the ghost will come and they will hide in the dark and they will play when you're sleeping. What stories he told them? Next para. What stories he told the children? Now they feel a chill, yet repeat them still. To their young and old, those stories of gold, what stories he told them? Now, because he's telling the children in the night about ghosts, okay, which roam in the shadow, which in the night the children are feeling a chill achievements because they are a little bit frightened or they are afraid, so they are feeling a little chill. Chill means something like a shiver through your body or like little bit cold, like what is there in the shadow, yet repeat them still. The children, they know that they are afraid, they are getting frightened, but still he repeats the story. He still tells them the story to the young and old, and he tells the story to the young and old people. The stories of gold, and the storyteller considered them as a gold. The stories were very precious stories. That is the reason, even though the children are frightened, he still told them the story. What stories he told them? Which is written by Nicholas Horsburgh. I hope you understood this poem, children. This poem is all about the storyteller is telling the stories to the children during night time. Okay, children, please learn this poem. The notes is given for you. Please complete the notes and learn the given question answers. Thank you, students.